A lot of times, first real estate investment property owners actually don't go out and buy a rental property specifically. Many already own a home and realize it could be a great start to their investment career. Your current home might just be the best option to be your first real estate investment property. However, converting it into a rental the wrong way can cost you a lot of money and a lot of stress if you don't do it properly. In this video, I'll walk you through some things to consider and how to do it the right way. One of the biggest barriers to getting started in real estate investing is coming up with the large down payment that investment property loans require. However, when you convert your primary home into a rental, you've already cleared that hurdle in most cases because most likely you bought it with a lower down payment, a better interest rate than you could obtain on an investment property, meaning you have more favorable terms overall to begin your investing career with on that property. That can be a huge advantage compared to buying a first investment property the traditional way. This is why many investors build their portfolio starting with a home they've lived in for a period of time and then convert it over to their first rental property to begin building their portfolio going forward. Before you move out and rent your home, you need to run the numbers honestly and conservatively to make sure that they actually work. Make sure you're looking at expected rent and not best case scenario. Make sure you're factoring in your full principal, interest, taxes, and insurances payment along with any HOA in your numbers. And make sure you're factoring in maintenance issues potentially down the road, potential vacancies, and how that might look for you going forward, as well as any management fees that you may be considering if you're going to use a management company. If the property only breaks even or barely cash flows, you should probably think twice before moving forward. Make sure you understand your financing and occupancy rules along with tax implications before you convert your primary home into a rental property. Failing to do so is where a lot of potential investors get in trouble. Most primary residence financing requires that you live in your home for at least 12 months before moving out and renting the property. If you move out too early without a valid reason, you could be in violation of your loan terms and be at risk of your investor calling the loan due immediately. Make sure that you're always speaking with your CPA or tax advisor as well prior to making any decisions to, of moving out to make sure that you're covering any potential tax implications and you're good from that perspective. So, planning this transition properly is key. Make sure you're working with a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, and a CPA or tax advisor to build a transitional plan that sets you up best for success. Prepare your property like a landlord instead of a homeowner. This is a mindset shift that many first time investors fail to make when converting their primary home over to their first rental property. You have to remember that you're no longer setting the house up for yourself, you're setting it up for a tenant. That means that you should be making durable, low maintenance finishes that are designed to be appealing to a broad range of renters. Your preferences do not matter in this scenario. You should be fixing anything that could become a bigger issue down the road. And lastly, you should make it clean, functionable, and rentable, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Over improving the property is one of the most common mistakes that new investors make while converting their first rental property. Make sure that you've built up adequate reserves before you convert your home to your first rental property. Failing to do so is where a lot of first time investors get burned in this process. Just because you can rent your home doesn't mean you're financially ready to do so. Make sure that you have a personal emergency savings along with a property emergency savings. And those accounts need to be separate from each other and liquid in a bank. Personal life always has a way of causing unexpected expenses, and you need to be prepared to cover those. And just like personal life, so does owning a rental property. Make sure you have adequate money saved for unexpected repairs or potential vacancies that pop up along the way. Having that cushion in the bank is the best way to eliminate stress when becoming a first time rental property owner. And remember, because once it becomes a rental, things will break and it's on you to fix them. Making sure you have the money for it will make life much easier. Here are a few common mistakes that you need to make sure you avoid when converting your primary home to your first rental property. Make sure that you're not over improving the property with repairs and upgrades. Remember, you are improving the property for tenants, not for yourself. Make sure you're not overestimating potential rental income. Do your due diligence and research what the market will produce before ultimately making the decision to move forward and rent your property. Make sure that you haven't underestimated potential expenses going forward. Take a look at your property, improve or repair anything that you can initially, and account for anything that may need to be addressed going forward. Make sure that you screen potential tenants properly. Do your due diligence, and by doing so, it will help ensure you find the right tenants for your property. Make sure when turning your property into a rental, you do so with a long term plan, not only for the property, but for you going forward as well. Where are you going to live? Do you have a place in mind already set up? Are you going to need to purchase a property? And how does that affect your overall budget and financing going forward? And lastly, make sure that you're not letting emotions drive your decisions. Make sure your decision making is based on honest, conservative numbers. Remember, this is now going to be an investment property and not your home, and decisions should be made accordingly. Converting your primary home to a rental can be one of the easiest ways to get started in real estate investing, but only if you do it the right way. It can help lower the barrier to entry and can help you build momentum faster than just about any other strategy. But again, only if the numbers make sense and you're prepared for the responsibility that it brings going forward.